Hello everybody, welcome back to the Masked Pundit TV. So in today's video I am going to be giving my score predictions for every single game of game week 11 in the Premier League. Every single game, give my score prediction, you know how it goes. So let's get right into it, no nonsense, no long intros or anything, let's go. So first game, it is Tottenham versus Manchester United. I'll look over there at the screen, I've got the matches up on the screen over there. Yeah, Tottenham versus Manchester United. Tottenham need to be better for the attacking performances than they were against Chelsea. Obviously, did well against Copenhagen in the Champions League the other day, but against Chelsea, were poor, very poor. I thought. Manchester United, honestly, I mean, it's a game they were being expected to win, but you know, after 3 wins in a row, I don't think a 2-2 draw away to Forest is a bad result. You know, it's a Sean Dyche managed team. I expect it to be difficult. You know, I don't think it's a terrible result for United. Spurs have been weird this season. They've been very hit or miss. They've been quite good at home. Manchester United not being too good away from home. I'm going to go a 1-1 draw. I think a 1-1 draw is a fair result there. But I can see, I mean, I won't be surprised at either result, really. I can see United nicking it. I can see Spurs nicking it. But I'll go over 1-1 draw. Right, next game it is Everton versus Fulham. Now, David Moyes has a good record against Everton, against Fulham, sorry. And Marco Silva doesn't actually have the best record against Everton. But I don't really look into that too much. You know, that's in the past. This is now the present. This is a new game. Fulham coming off the win against Wolves, you know, it was a good performance by them, but obviously Wolves are not very good, so you know, difficult to judge them based on that. But again, they can only beat who's in front of them, so fair play to them. Everton, the 1-1 draw against Sunderland, were lucky to get a point in that game. Pickford made some great saves. Moyes, I mean, is Moyes coming under pressure? You don't know. I'm going to say another draw. I'm going to go with another 1-1 draw. I think it's got that type of game written all over it, in my opinion. So, yeah, I'm going to say a 1-1 draw between both those teams, which I think Fulham will probably be happy out of 2, especially because it is at home for Everton. Right, next game is West Ham versus Burnley. West Ham just coming off that win against Newcastle. Good win for them. I thought that Potts was a very, very good performance from him. They looked better. They did look better, I thought. Burnley, you know, again, they're always going to be a difficult team to beat. Scott Park has them set up difficult to beat. You know, so I'm expecting a difficult game, but I do think West Ham, I predicted them to stay up. I think they'll get the 3 points here as well. I'm going to say a 2-1 win to West Ham United. 2 wins in a row for them, and that's absolutely massive in this relegation fight. Okay, next game, Sunderland versus Arsenal. I've already done my preview for that. You're going to have to, you know, go back on my channel and watch that one for my prediction there. So we're going to skip that one, and we are going to go to Chelsea versus Wolves. Okay, Chelsea, as I mentioned earlier, got the win against Tottenham. They did just draw 2-2 with Karabag in the Champions League. Wolves, I mean, they've sacked their manager. Vitor Pereira is no longer there. They do not have a full-time replacement for him yet. It should be a comfortable Chelsea win, realistically. I don't think it's a potential banana skin here. You never know with the new manager bounce, but I'm going to say a 4-0 win to Chelsea. I'm sorry, Wolves fans, but I do think Chelsea will batter them this game, to be honest with you. Okay, next up is... Let me have a look. Crystal Palace versus Brighton. That is up next. Okay, good game. Very good game. That's actually a little rivalry, you know. And it's not the biggest rivalry, you know, for opposition fans, really. But all that matters is that Crystal Palace and Brighton fans consider it a rivalry, so I'm all for it, you know. Brighton being, again, pretty hit or miss this season. Being poor defensively. Crystal Palace had a little purple patch, but, you know, back to their best now. You know, they got a good win in the Conference League yesterday. I'm going to say 3-1 to Palace. Yeah, they're on good form. They're back to their best, as you can like. So, yeah, I'm going to say a 3-1 win to Palace. Next game is Aston Villa versus Bournemouth. Okay. Again, a good game. Aston Villa, they didn't look very good against Liverpool, in all honesty, but I thought Emery got the tactics wrong. Obviously, Martinez um, had an absolute howl of a game, so that didn't help. But they did get the win in the Conference League or the Europa League, so yeah, I think as well. So you know, Bournemouth again looking good this season. They did lose to Man City, but obviously that was expected. Again, high and on fire. Oh, difficult game. I'm going to say a 2-1 win to Bournemouth. I think Bournemouth, obviously, also congrats to Alex Scott for his first England call-up. Yeah, he's having a good season. He's looking pretty good. So, yeah, fair play to him as well. But I'm going to say 2-1 win to Bournemouth. The next game is Brentford versus Newcastle. Okay. Newcastle need to get their stuff together. They need to improve. They did get a good win against Athletic Bilbao in the Champions League, but that performance against West Ham, poor performance there. Brentford, you know what they offer: dangerous from set pieces, do long throw-ins. I think Brentford fans, if you were to tell them that they were in this position, this stage of the season, they would have absolutely snapped your hand off. So, you know what you get at Brentford, very difficult to beat. I do fancy Brentford. I'm going to say I do fancy Brentford. I'm going to say a 2-0 win to Brentford. No Anthony Gordon for this game against Newcastle either, which might not be the worst thing in the world for him, to be honest, with the form that he's been on. But yeah, I'm going to say 2-0 to Brentford. 2-0 to Brentford. Okay, next up is it is Nottingham Forest versus Leeds. Okay. Big relegation fight battle here. Nottingham Forest haven't looked too great under Dyche so far. Leeds need to start picking up points. They're in a bad run of form, really. I mean, they did get the win against West Ham recently, but start to struggle, especially away from home. They're not looking too good. Sean Dyche, again, even though they're not looking the best, they're going to be difficult to beat. These are the type of games you expect them to win as well. Just those relegation 6-pointers. I'm going to say 2-0 to Nottingham Forest, another 2-0 win. I think, Nottingham Forest being the home side. Leeds as a away record is not very good at the minute. So, yeah, I'm going to say 2-0 to Nottingham Forest. And that means that the final game is the big one, Manchester City versus Liverpool. Now, as an Arsenal fan, a draw is probably the best result for us, but I am not putting my Arsenal cap on. Liverpool thought they were very good against Real Madrid, very good. I thought they dominated the game pretty well. Good midfield, looked dangerous from set pieces. Very good defensively. Shout out Conor Bradley. I mean, what a performance he put in, having the mark Vinicius Jr. as well. Absolutely immense performance from him. Man City, obviously, they also put in a very good performance against Dortmund as well. I think it was 4-1. Haaland's on fire. Then they had the win against Bournemouth as well, which was a good win for them. Now, Liverpool have got the better of these two in the recent fixtures. I think last season, they won both games 2-0. Man, it's difficult. It's at the Etihad. I'm going to say a 2-2 draw. 2-2 draw. I think it'll be high scoring, but I will say a 2-2 draw. But that is it for this video. I do hope you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to show this video some love. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, share it around, tell your friends, tell your parents, tell your grandparents, all that stuff, all good. Tell your pets even, you know what I'm saying. Get them all to subscribe as well. And yeah, I hope you enjoy the football this weekend. Then we'll move into international break. Boo. But, again, thank you all very much for watching, and I hope you have a good day. All right, see ya.